We just talked about Danny Gray, but there was a very large draft class last season. And of those players, only guys that really got on the field were Spencer Burford, Brock Purdy, and a little Jordan Mason. But that doesn't really indicate which guys are going to be really good pros, as we saw last year. Talanoa Funga, Aaron Banks. The Niners have these redshirt players, Jake Brendel, who just emerged after being on the bench for 1 year or longer. Who do you think that breakout player will be? They might be more than one. Let's start listing.
This is gonna be the happy moment of the summer when people realize that this list is like 6 deep.
Yeah.
We'll go right down the list. Kalia Davis is special. Really
Kalia
special.
Davis is important. So let's talk about the Niners D tackles. You got Javon Hargrave, Eric Armstead, Kevin Givens, T.Y. McGill, and Kalia Davis. They're 5 deep.
And they got Kinlaw.
And Kinlaw. Yeah, that's true.
But Kalia Davis is really fast. So you're talking about an interior pass rusher who can close on the quarterback and sack the quarterback. So I'm really excited about Kalia Davis. Marcelino McCrary-Ball, I think, is a terrific player who can be as good as he wants to be. I mean, he's really good. And he's instinctive and fast, and he's the guy's.
He could be the next Azeez Al-Shaair, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's really good. I like him a lot. I think he starts over Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles in that third linebacker spot. And then
I think so too. And Burks is a special teams guy too. I'm with you on that. All right, keep going.
I'll give you another one that I'm just absolutely now. Maybe it's I love this guy too much in college, but Quantrez Knight is a player, and I don't know if he's a nickel. I don't know if he's a corner. I don't know if he's a free safety.
Doesn't matter.
But he's one of them,
Nice.
and he's a player. And he barely played at all this year. And watch out for Quantrez Knight. I mean, he's going to be really good this summer. He's going to be quicker.
Do you ever talk to him in the locker room?
Yeah,
I love him.
His dad follows me on Twitter, Tommy.
Whenever I see Quantrez, he tells me to call him Q. So whenever I see Q in the locker room, he says, "I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. Watch out for me. I'm coming." Meaning to the team. I'm going to make it. So I love Quantrez. He went to UCLA, so I always say what's up to the UCLA players.
He is, even though he was a practice squad guy, he is an alpha type personality.
Oh,
so I love Quantrez.
I saw him play in college. I was at a game against Stanford. I was pretty much right on the sideline, and he was galvanizing the team the whole freaking time, and they won.
He wore Willie Mays' 24.
I think he was basically Chip Kelly's guy on defense. Like, he was the leader of the defense for Chip Kelly. Really trusted him. Funny though. I told
smart football player.
I went up to him in the locker room. I was like, "Hey, do you know who the coach of this team was before Kyle?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Chip Kelly." He's like, "Really?" So funny, man. Anyway, keep going.
Awesome.
Keep going.
So those 3 guys for sure on defense, absolutely. On offense, there's a few as well.
Hold on. What about Drake Jackson on defense? What about Drake Jackson?
Well, Drake Jackson for sure.
Gotta be. They need him. I feel like they're creating a super highway for him to play, right? They got rid of Ebukam. No Amenihue. It's all you, baby. It's all
Drake
you.
is going to have a huge role. He's going to have a huge role.
I would think so.
He actually played at such a level this year. I was kind of thinking of guys who didn't play.
Enough.
But you're right. He played.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of the ball, I mean, I expect Purdy to be quite a bit better. I really expect Nick Zakelj to emerge this year. And don't forget Tay Martin. Tay Martin was a great receiver in college, and he just didn't get any run at all last year on this team. But he's 6'3" with really great hands, and he doesn't have burner speed, but he's an excellent red zone threat. And I just think he's going to be a guy who's going to score a lot of touchdowns in his career.
I think there's one more. I think there's going to be one of those 2 running backs, either Ty Davis Price or Jordan Mason. And it depends on which one gets the opportunities. But the Niners, Kyle Shanahan's pattern is he has a new leading rusher every year. And the way he was using Christian McCaffrey last year, boy, I hope nothing bad happens to Christian. But I think the pattern is it's going to be someone else that leads the team in rushing this year. And if it's someone else, I don't think it's going to be Mitchell. Mitchell can't stay healthy. But Jordan Mason looks like a freaking tank. He doesn't run. He's not super fast, but he's explosive and he runs harder than just about anyone I've seen. So I would think Jordan Mason is going to, they can't help but give him the ball. They just can't help but give him the ball. He's too good.
He's when I watch him, I mean, I don't want to put this label on him or anything, but I see kind of a little beast mode.
Me too. He runs that hard. He runs angry. And running angry is different than running hard. And not that many people really do it. He does it.
Yeah.
He does it. Ray does it at 180 pounds. God love you, Ray.
But Jordan Mason on that run, what run was that? Was that regular season or playoffs?
That was regular season, Seattle. I mean, just 50 yards out to
down to the 5 or down to the 2 or something.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. If Trey Lance ever plays, I'd love to see what these running backs, McCaffrey, Mason, even Ty Davis Price, look like, in a zone read attack where the defense is looking at Trey the whole time and all of a sudden, he gets the ball. Because doesn't that do wonders for the running backs in Philadelphia? Just not even the quarterback keeping it, but just the threat, I think that'll be big.
Whoever's the Niner quarterback, it should be a run-heavy scheme. By the way, Georgia Tech had Jahmyr Gibbs and Jordan Mason
on the same team. Wow.
Crazy.
Did they manage to win anything, or did that coach fumble that?
They didn't win anything.
Michael says, here's $2. Thank you, Michael. Fish and Chips, Kyle's book title after the show, That's Football. Ooh, I like that. That is Trey sarcastic. I like it very much. Did we just go through a whole show in 38 minutes? We might have. What about Sammy Womack? What about him? He almost started as a rookie.
He's good. He's really good. I think Sammy Womack might be an outside corner. I know everybody's thinking about he's a slot guy.
That's fair.
The way
he's got the speed.
He looks like the kind of guy that could jump routes on the outside and take it back. I think Womack was this close to a couple pick sixes this year. And I think next year he gets those.
We saw what Womack could do in man-to-man coverage in the slot. He had his back, at least in preseason, he had his back to plays, turned around, made the catch. Like, that's high-level stuff. I think the reason he lost that job is because of the run defense. I don't know.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, move him outside.
Yeah.
Move him outside.
I just think that, when you can find corners that can mirror the way that he can,
with 4.3 speed,
if nothing else, he's quality depth. What did you think of the Hartsfield pickup?
I'd never heard of him. But, it's Steve Wilkes. He's one of the best DB coaches in the league. I trust him. He knows him. It's probably there's no guarantee he makes the team either. It might be like the Ross Dwelly of the DB, room.
To me, Hartsfield is like, the old Parcells line. Hey, if you're going to ask me to cook the dinner, you should let me shop for the groceries. If you're Steve Wilkes, and to me, he was like kind of an upgrade over Tarvarius, right? Tarvarius could play. He could play slot. He could play, free safety. But in reality, he was more of a DB or more of a special teamer.
Special teams guy, yeah.
This guy
couldn't tackle.
Has more talent to play from scrimmage, but is an equal special teamer. So it probably gives them. It's probably a better use of their depth to have a guy who can actually play from scrimmage.
It's kind of amazing in retrospect to think back on that Super Bowl team that played the Chiefs and realize that Tarvarius Moore was on the field, like in big moments. Gave up a touchdown to Travis Kelce's like Tarvarius Moore. That guy was not really anything for the 49ers. They're better off without him.